It's been a long, wet winter, but finally the gate is ready to drop on the Fastest 40 Championship at Hawkstone Park this weekend, the same historic venue where the series ended last year. Now this time, and for the first time in the series that was formerly known as the MX National Championship, the pro classes are out on Saturday only, while the amateur classes all race on Sunday. Now, as always, there are movers and shakers within the pro ranks, and not just in terms of riders swapping classes or changing bikes and teams. This season, some of the teams have now opted to focus on the Nora series, which kicked off on Sunday, so the lineups take a new look for 24 in the fastest 40s. But starting with the biggest news, it's all around the rider who ran away with the series last year, Crendon Honda's Conrad Mewse. Last season, Mewse clinched his first MX1 title, the MX Nationals crown, at Hawkstone from his teammate Josh Gilbert. Third in the series was Yamaha's Harry Koulas, who handed over his title at the circuit. Now last season, Mewse started his year with some wins in the Arena Cross series, then had a solid spring of training in Spain before attacking the season in style. He won the MX Nationals and British Championships with relative ease. But this year has been very different, as he got hurt in the second round of the Arena Cross in January. He damaged his ankle without even crashing. After lots of medical advice, he chose not to undergo surgery, but let the issue heal naturally with the aid of all the latest medical know-how. Now, with other riders out testing and doing pre-season races, Mewse has been working hard at keeping himself fit and motivated, but was not out riding the CRF250R. He finally got out on the bike last week and was instantly doing lots of long, hard motos at speed. Of course, racing's different to practicing, so he considered racing at the Good Friday Marshfield meeting that he loves to do the day before the Hawkstone opener. But instead of that, he's opted to avoid any potential issues there, and his first race of the year is at the Fastest 40 opener at Hawkstone. It's a track he loves, but it's a tough circuit. Will we see the same dominant performance as last year? After all, Mewse is a rider that thrives on riding a lot, so it's a tough one to call with so long off the bike and no races under his belt. This has got to have an impact. Missing from the lineup will be his former teammate Gilbert, who chased Mewse all year and took a well-deserved silver medal in the championship. He cracked a bone in his arm at the GP at the weekend in Spain, riding for his new Gabriel SS24 KTM team. And of course, last year's third place man, Koulas, whose cab screen's Yamaha team folded, has left him to look elsewhere for rider broads. But Mewse will have backup in the MX1 classes with two more Crendon Honda riders. The first may be a bit of a surprise. That's Taylor Hamill, who is a well-known 250 rider but is stepping up to the 450 class in the Fastest 40 series this year. Hamill has had a good winter of testing, although it could have been even better if you've had Mewse to go testing with. Now, despite that, Hamill is a former MX2 GP rider and was second in the British MX2 Championship last season, so he has the pedigree to do well on the Thorpe 450. He'll also have support from Callum Green, the rider who moves up from the True 7 Academy team last season to the main squad in 2024. Now, Green loves the sand and has already raced at Hawkstone International, where he had some good starts, but it was all for nothing as he clashed with riders like Roman Fevre and Brent Van Donnick in the first laps of both races, leaving him on the ground. But he was 11th overall in the MX Nationals last year, so a top 10 is well within his grasp for 24. Now, still on Hondas, and the Apico team has changed from Husqvarna to Honda this season and has signed up Tom Grimshaw along with veteran Ulsterman Martin Barr. The duo raced at Hawkstone in the International last month and are loving the new bikes, although neither had a great ride at the first event in the sand at Hawkstone. Now, since then, they've regrouped with Barr racing in the Scottish Championship, as well as having lots of bike time in his native Northern Ireland. And sixth in the series last year, he's smooth and he loves the track and he loves the sandy terrain, so he'll be hoping for a great start to the series that saw him finish third overall in 2022. Now, Grimshaw was one of the fastest rising 450 men last year, straight out of the MX2 class. He finished fourth in the MX National Series, so on paper is the biggest threat to Mewse, considering second and third place finishes Gilbert and Koulas aren't at Hawkstone. Now, Grimshaw is another rider who rides well at the track, finishing a single place behind Koulas at the MX Nationals finale last season. Now, he's been pounding out the motos training and racing and took 4th overall on Sunday in the Nora Championship round at the Sandy Oak Hangar. He also took 4th in a combined MX1 and MX2 super final there, and none of the riders that finished above him are entered it in the Fastest 40 opener. Now, the sea of red bikes continues as Sam Nunn makes the move to the 450 class on his John Banks Honda CRF250, while experienced Irishman Stu Edmonds is back, sticking with Honda power, as does Arena Cross ace Ashley Greedy from Wales. Now, it's not all Hondas, as Liam Knight will be putting his KTM to the Hawkstone test once more. He had a troubled outing at the International there earlier this year, finishing outside the top 20, but he was 5th at the weekend's Nora event, just 1 place behind Grimshaw. Other entries include Arena Cross man Jaden Ashwell, but a notable big change is with Jamie Carpenter. He will make his race debut on the Dirt Store Kawasaki KX450, originally earmarked for Tommy Searle. After losing his ride at Yamaha last season when the team folded, Carpenter had a whole load of team changes in the winter and even raced the Hawkstone International on a Husky 450. But with Searle announcing he's dropping down to a 250 for this season now, Kawasaki has a new KX450 to push, so Carpenter got the call up last week. Now, he's been out testing, but the Fastest 40 will be his first race on the bike. Now, last year he was 8th in the series, but that doesn't really show how fast he is. He will be a contender for podium places for sure. Sticking with the Dirt Store Kawasaki team, but moving to the Liat MX2 class, the squad has a massive range of talent, as British champ Searle is out on the KX250 and is joined by former MX2 GP racer Joel Rizzi. They were also to be joined by former EMX 250 champ Mel Pocock, but he sadly crashed at Oak Hangar on Sunday and broke his wrist as well as cracked a vertebrae. We wish him a speedy recovery. He's already had the surgery, and let's hope he's back soon. Now, we all know how quick Rizzi is, especially around Hawkstone, but Searle will be fierce competition. He raced a 250 in the last round of the British Championship last year and took the win, so you know he's going to be a threat. He got hurt in the Arena Cross, so maybe isn't as race ready as he might be, but with the skills he has and the motivation to win so he can keep his fans updated on his vlog, you know he's going to be rapid. Now, with last year's Carlton husband now moving to 450s for 24, the riders who were 2nd and 3rd will be extra motivated this season. Second was up-and-coming star Joe Brooks, who's having a stunning start to 24, while he was chased home in the series last year by Jamie Wainwright. Both are back on track and gunning for a first title. Now, Brooks is now backed by the 426 team and has a decent Hawkstone International ride and was fast in the EMX 250 round in Spain on Sunday. He had fast times in qualifying, but his day was ruined by a crash in the second corner of the first race. Now, other MX2 entrants include Jack Lindsay, Luca Pegg, Ben Musto, who was 6th at Oak Hangar on Sunday, and Josh Coleman, as well as a certain former British MX1 champ in the form of Christian Watley out on his Dirtworks Apico Yamaha 250F. Now, Watley has contested GPs, but now rides just for fun as he runs a building company during the week. But fun for Watley is about going fast and winning, so it's going to be great to watch him squaring up to old rivals like Searle. And we also hear there may be a surprising last-minute entry to the class. With no GP on this weekend, there's a chance a top rider will be making a wildcard entry, so watch this space. Now, what really is new is a welcome return to 125 racing, having a full British Championship series in the shape of the Apico 2-Stroke Festival 125 class. The series runs with the pro classes on Saturdays at all the Fastest 40 rounds, but also has 2 more rounds at the Apico 2-Stroke Festival doubleheader at Sellindge in Kent on August the 17th and 18th. With mastering a 125 2-stroke on some of the best tracks in the country being a tough task, let's hope the series can really provide a stepping stone to the talent of tomorrow. And not only that, the sight, sound and smells of 2-stroke 125s is like nothing else. Who will be in the shout of victory? Well, it's really tough to tell, but SJP Moto's talented youngster Josh Vale has been a star in the youth ranks, and on Sunday at Oak Hangar he ran away with all 3 125 races by as much as 43 seconds, with lap times 4 seconds a lap quicker than anyone else. Third overall on Sunday was Charlie Richmond from Will Haddock, and both are racing at Hawkstone. Bringing the experience of lots of arena cross will be Matt Bayliss for the S Briggs team, while Ollie Budd represents the 3-flow Madison Crescent Blue Crew Yamaha squad. Nice short name there. Other fast entries include Jamie Keith, Daniel Brough, Harry Lee, Sonny Rooney and Wesley McGavin. And teenage brothers Freddie and Reggie Willett, son of two-stroke festival boss and ex-British two-stroke champ Dave Willett, make their national class debut at Hawkstone. It's going to be a great class and will only get better once that Fox Hill Vets Nations 125 hero Rob Hollio joins the series from round 2 onwards. And of course, that's just the action on Saturday. Sunday sees all the top amateur classes, as well as the debut of the Honda CRF250R Cup, where every rider will be on one of the red MX2 machines, bidding to win one of 2 bikes at the end of the season. And we hear there will be lots of special guests having one-off rides in this series too. So keep on checking MotoHead, as we will bring you all the latest news. You can buy tickets online to the event or pay on the gate to see all the action at the legendary Hawkstone Park venue near Telford and Shrewsbury. And stick with MotoHead for updates, highlights, edits and more all through the Fastest 40 season. Let's go racing.